just trying to see if I can ever go above 50% of my reading goals for an entire year. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here, and in this video I want to share some of my ideas, I guess, for the upcoming year of 2023 as far as my reading plans and BookTube and BookTurnet and all that kind of stuff kind of going on. I've historically done really bad with my reading goals. Last year, 2022, was actually fairly decent. I reached 2 out of my 4 goals, which is, you know, a good 50%, but I kind of set myself up for success with 2 like kind of slam dunks. So I'm gonna continue into this one, but yeah, we're gonna go in. I'm kind of maybe not do my first 2 ones that I kind of like to do as sort of a benchmark that are pretty easy, like stress-free. I like to do, but other than those 2, I'm not really gonna put numbers or an amount or anything like kind of like attached to them. Just kind of do more of like, you know, see if it's just more of a feeling if I'll like actually like follow through with it rather than be like, yeah, read like 10 really long books. It's just, I know that's just not gonna happen. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let me know if you ever set yourself up for kind of reading goals or bookish type goals down below. I know a few of you have and you've responded, so it's kind of interesting to see all the different kind of reading plans that people have. But let's just go ahead and get started. First up, I just set myself always on like Storygraph and Goodreads and all that stuff, the 52 books for the year, because I know I can hit that for like 1 book a week. It's not even, there's no pressure with that one between audiobooks and regular books, and every now and then there's an ebook thrown in there too. No, that's kind of like tapered off, but definitely can hit 52 books, so there's no real pressure there. But yeah, I always like set that just as, you know, the default free one, I suppose. Next up, I grab a few right here, is to continue reading 1 Oxford very short introduction each month or so, or average 12 over the course of the year is I think how I've been kind of doing it. And I actually did hit that last year, and I think the year before that I was pretty close. I think it was like at 10 or 11. But yeah, I really enjoy like kind of reading one of these books on just random topics. I guess they're not really random. I still pick a lot of nature and history, but there's a lot of like philosophy and kind of like biographical-ish kind of ones, and just kind of like intellectual topics, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of like business and medical ones too as well, but I think they're in the 800s now for different topics, so there's bound to be something you enjoy. But like, for example, just like one of the ones coming right up in the next month or 2 is like microbiomes, which is like a topic that's like really interesting, dealing kind of with like, you know, zooming in on nature and stuff. So I think that'll be like really cool. Things like that I really enjoy. So like I said, it's a good way to kind of branch out into something a little bit different, or something totally different, I guess, without biting off more than you could chew, I suppose. So yeah, I'll continue doing that. Read, like I said, average 12 over the course of the year. All right, so now into the more kind of more I guess not generic, but unquantifiable ones. The first one is definitely, I want to be more involved, whatever that means, in the BookTube community or and stuff like that. For example, Historathon is a big reading, kind of year-long reading initiative event that a whole bunch of hosts are putting up and working on. I'll leave a link to kind of my video joining in, where I kind of talk about the people that are doing it and stuff, and I'll leave a link to the creator down below as well. I think there's about 8 or 9 of them doing it so far as hosts, but I'm definitely joining in, where it's all about just like reading history, nonfiction history throughout the course of the year, different kind of time periods and side events and things like that. It's just really fun. But I've been purposely trying to be more active, like on their Discord channel and their Voxer conversations and things like that, whereas normally I'm much more of a lurker, even like commenting on other people's videos. There are a few creators that I do really pretty good on, but then there's a bunch that like sometimes I just do like the thumbs up thingy. But yeah, I just gotta do better, like being more involved in the bookish sphere, bookish community. I think that would be, you know, just, I don't know, it's something I've always like say I'm gonna do, and then I like just don't, because what happens is invariably during the summer the past 2 years I just kind of like go AWOL on BookTube for some reason. But yeah, I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with that, and like I said, that's just something I personally kind of want to try and do. Let's see, next up is bringing book reviews back to the channel. I did a couple last year, not as many as I wanted to, but definitely that's something I want to start, maybe not focusing on, but trying to be a little bit more consistent, I guess. I'm not gonna put like a number on it, but I mean maybe at least like one a month, something like that. Just like maybe some books that are, I guess, the most impactful for me on the month or something like that. I think it's funny because like it seems like a lot of viewers either like really like them or really hate them for some reason. It's kind of a weird balance when you like look in the analytics and stuff. But like I said, it's something I do want to just sort of bring back, because that's what I remember when I first started this channel. I had the super naive idea of when to review like 90% of the books I read. I did pretty good. Actually, if you look at the whole history of the channel, I'm like approaching 100 book reviews. I think I'm like 80 something or 90 something. So there's actually quite a few, but some of them were kind of grungy back then with the look. Like, I mean, not that this is like high quality, but I mean back then was like super low quality budget Triumphal reads right there. So yeah, you can go ahead and give those a look if you want to. But anyways, like I said, I want to try to start bringing back kind of more consistent, like kind of review type videos, and also bringing back my literary walks, which I kind of did pretty consistently. I think, I can't remember, it was during quarantine or right before, I don't know, it was either like 2019, 2020, like where I just talk about random like literary topics and nonfiction topics and stuff, like as I did like nature walks and stuff. Kind of want to find a way to bring that back, but be somehow cohesive with it. I'm not 100. I got so many ideas. See, the thing is, I got a lot of ideas, but I'm just like have no idea like what I'm doing to actually implement them. But that's just, you know, how I roll for some reason. And then lastly is I want to host some sort of reading event. I used to do with a couple of other great co-hosts who aren't active anymore on BookTube, the Historathon. And I think we normally did it in August. The History Challenge is actually what we called it. I didn't do it last year, partly because I wasn't doing anything in August, but secondly, I didn't feel quite right doing it like kind of by myself with the other three like not doing it. But I think what I might do is actually try to do some sort of nature. I know there's the Springathon coming right up pretty soon, but doing some sort of nature themed or biology themed reading event I think would be fun, just because that's kind of what I primarily read nowadays. It's about 50-50 history and nature, so there's not too many. Well, there's not really too many nonfiction ones in general, but not very many nature biology ones as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of any of these ideas, or if you have reading ideas that you have for yourself. I'm definitely glad to hear them, because yeah, like I said, I have a lot of ideas, but I'm just not great at implementing them. So, like I said, if you have any cool ideas or anything that you find that helps you achieving your goals, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to do all my plugs and stuff, but whatever you end up deciding to do in 2023 as far as reading goes, always remember, read victoriously.